We are back on WCOBM, and I am so excited you all can join me. Welcome to another episode of Michelle Davis Fitness. I'm your host, Michelle Davis. Who could have figured? And today on the show is going to be some exciting stuff. Falling back a few weeks from when the Olympia Expo was in town, I took my BFF, Tessa, and we went and we filmed a few testimonials of people using my new MD Fit resistance bands, which I will say are for sale online. Just had to throw in that little name drop. But how's it going, everybody? Happy Thursday. I want to tell you all that I love you so much, and the Michelle Davis Fitness Show is just a show to support everybody, especially women. And when it comes to weight loss, lifestyle, fitness, health, nutrition, all that good stuff, I got your back. Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here live in Las Vegas, I bring on all sorts of people. And I love to interview people, and I love to go places. And so I get to get back into the groove of my video testimonials and my fitness videos, and everywhere that I drag Jean, you know that I love to film wherever I go. So that's something that I'm really, really looking forward to getting back into now that I've had a break and we finally moved. And with my upcoming competition, the Steve Carr Classics, which is in 3.5 weeks, got to give a shout out to my coach, Michael Haley, the whole Platinum Physiques team. And I'm just so excited to see all of the competitors and all of my friends and just everyone get together in a few weeks. And we're all just going to look fabulous and have a wonderful time. But in the meantime, while I've been away, every single Sunday at 10 a.m. live on Facebook, I have been talking about week challenges, because with the new year coming up, new mind, new you is what I have been rebooting to kind of give weekly challenges. And that is a lot of lifestyle, beliefs, habits, goal setting, things like that nature for people to start implementing into their lives. So before they even go into the gym, I like to talk about subjects that I personally really believe in wholeheartedly. It could be anything from, last week was the cleanliness of your refrigerator and your pantry, probiotics, foods that give you inflammation. And the week prior to that, I was talking a lot about your AM and your PM system, and talking about what's your morning routine and your PM routine like, as well as your beliefs and your values and what's working and what's not working in your life. I love to talk about stuff like that, just to kind of inspire everyone, wake them up a little bit. So without further ado, I'm going to play the Olympia videos that I did with my friend Tessa. Then when I get back, I'm going to talk about the 3 weeks when I took a break, about the things that I have been talking about, especially with my keynote speakers, Jason LeDuc and Catfish Comstock. They've been on my Facebook Live, and we've just been hanging out. And I want to say, everyone to Facebook Live, love you guys so much. How you doing? And so watch this video. If any of you guys have never been to the Olympia Expo, it is so much fun. I have all the footage, and I also have a couple testimonials to throw at you as well. So here you go, and enjoy this footage. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Just got back from the Olympia. Shush. Okay. So I wanted to give some shout outs to all of the people that I met there, and all of my sponsors, and everybody who helps me out with my fitness journey that I met at the Olympia. Oh, and so let's get started. Day. Thank you to the Fast Passes from Mac, from Egg Whites International. Go to eggwhitesint.com, get yourself some Egg Whites International. I'm actually wearing their shorts, which it's got a cute little logo right here. 100% pure chick in crystals, which is great. I love that. I love their clothing line, but most importantly, I love their product. I love what it does for my muscles, and I love their company. So thanks, Mac, to that. Second off, I want to say thank you to Gallon Gear. Thank you, CJ, so much. Thank you to Dre, who I haven't seen in probably 5 years, who worked with Gallon Gear, who stopped me and said hi. Introduced me to CJ. I'm almost losing my voice. The expo was just crazy. So many people there. Looking at your profile the other day. You look so different without a beard. And so CJ, the owner, hooked me up with this Gallon Gear, which is great because you can put, as you can see, your cell phone, clip your keys onto that. So since I just got back, just walked in the door First and foremost, take an Uber. Do yourself a favor and take an Uber to the Olympia. Best thing I could ever do. Even though it's right down the street, best thing ever. So, Gallon Gear hooked me up with some other stuff that I'm going to talk about in a bit. But thank you to Chris. He was working the Metrics booth. So he got me this really cute sweater, vest. Well, it's like a sleeveless sweater. I probably should have taken a small, because this does run a little big on me. But that's okay. No worries. Also want to give a shout out to SheFit Apparel. So I saw the girls there in the booth and just love SheFit Apparel. And that company is the best. And has anyone watched Pumping Iron, Generation X and Generation X2? So I got this. This is one of the Olympia bodybuilders that was in that video that was competing, throwing out these towels, that I literally almost pulled a hamstring to get one of these towels. Let's see what else. Jay Cutler. I ran into Jay Cutler, and if any of you don't know, I won figure first place in the Desert Classics last year. Bam! So this upcoming year is going to be Saturday, April 20th. So you will be seeing me compete in this competition. Want to give a shout out to Pro-Tan as well as Steel Fit. Since 1987, this is the best tan ever. I really wanted to say hi to Redefine Healthy Radio podcasters Lauren Conlin and Paul Rivera, but they weren't there. They were on their lunch break, which sucks. So back to Gallon Gear, they gave me this other sleeve, which is great. So now I have a red on red or a red on black sleeve. So Gallon Gear, check them out. Hydration Organization and Performance, gallongear.com. Really cool company. And as well, I do want to give a shout out to every single person who did a video testimonial trying out my new MD Fit bands. So I am so excited to put these on the market, you guys. I have my own fitness bands, and you know what? Every bodybuilder on earth needs a pair of these bands with their name embroidered in here. So I'm going to have my name embroidered on these and actually show people that they can have that done. That way they never lose them. People know it belongs to them. The great thing about these bands is you saw all the different workouts that people do. You can take this anywhere, on the go, and it has different levels of resistance. So I am so excited to be showing you guys my workouts with these bands that I'll be using. So that was about it. Oh yeah, last but not least was Angel Competition Bikinis gave me this headband. I actually met the owner. So I'll go ahead and put this on and give them their shout out. Headbands are the best for any occasion, especially washing your face, doing yoga. So anyways, the Olympia was awesome. I was so excited to pass out my Zed cards, give people information about the network. So now I'm going to reply to all the business cards I got, tell everybody thank you, it was great meeting you guys. And you know what's funny is I go to the Olympia Expo to handle business, to say thank you to all my sponsors, to reconnect with all the people that have supported me, and to pass out my Zed cards, my business cards to anyone who are new potentially sponsors for me. I do not go to hit on anybody. I don't go there to try and find a future baby daddy, that's for sure. I like to come home, do my biz. Now I'm heading back to the gym, gonna do my cardio, and you know, get back to my training schedule. So going to expos, they're a lot of fun. They can be distracting, super crowded, super loud. So definitely take a snack with you, take some water, definitely take a backpack. Shout out to Self-Made. But anywho, I just want to tell you guys it was so much fun at Olympia. I had a great time with my girlfriend Tessa. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. And stay tuned because my MD Fit Bands will be for sale soon. So stay tuned to that. Everybody, we're at the Olympia, launching off my new fitness bands. So let me show you a quick workout. Connected to here.
Workouts, it works good for that?
That's right. So get yourself a pair of these MD Fit Bands.
You okay?
So you guys having fun?
Oh yes, we just got here.
Today?
Yesterday. Yep.
So what are you guys doing today?
Just walking around, wanting to look at the products. I have a new fitness equipment that's coming out, fitness bands and stuff. Okay. Do you want to see them? Yeah. Everybody.
Okay. There you go.
Awesome. Look at those arms.
There you go.
Just working out. Love it. So this is Tori. Hey Tori.
Hey! Thanks so much for joining us.
So plant-based. This is my favorite right here. Right here. And this one. This is my favorite right here. So these girls are amazing. The company is amazing. So Enlighten. Go get some. Okay, Zan.
On the count of 3, I want you guys to say as loud as you can. Now Mom wants some nutrition. Ready? 1.
Why don't you like him, Tessa?
Because he was meanie at the gym.
She didn't like me.
Are you gonna get them stronger ones?
Yes.
These are the shelf bands.
Michelle brand. We're back. So we're back, everybody, and I want to give a big shout out first off to Mac from Egg Whites International for giving me and Tessa the Fast Pass bands. We didn't even have to wait in line. First and foremost, you got to know what you're handling when you go to the Olympia. My very first year, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't even know what to expect. And if you don't buy your ticket online, you'll be standing for hours in line. And so it's very important to just buy your ticket online, get a fast pass, and just be prepared. And some of the things I saw when people go to the Olympia is they literally carry roll-on suitcases. They're there to get the freebies, to buy all the goods. And when you purchase stuff at Olympia, it's like half off, which is amazing. There is this thing called the Theragun. I don't know if anyone knows what it is, but it just kind of drills right in. It's like a self-massager, and it looks like a power tool. The thing's like $600, and they sold it there for, I think, $350, $400. So yeah, you get amazing deals when you go to Olympia. And it's not only that, but you get to see everybody that you kind of look up to. So any bodybuilders, any champions, anybody you've been watching online, they're always there. And they had this new thing called the Amateur Olympia. So now anyone who is not an IFBB pro, you have to be qualified. You have to earn certain points as an IFBB pro to get to the Olympia stage. Well, now they have the amateur level. So a lot of my friends I saw, so I want to give shout outs to Amanda. She won her bikini, the bikini division at Self-Made Training Facility. She's a coach. And also Lillian Aguilar, I think she got 7th. But it was just, it's a great, the expo altogether is amazing. It's not only the trade show aspect, but it's the competition aspect. And so this was my second year going. So I want to give a shout out again to everybody who I saw there and supported me. The Enlightened girls, I just love them. They're so supportive. And Egg Whites International, I had some of my teammates there. So Alicia Bo was working backstage and Lisa was with her. And it's just a fun event to see everybody come together and just hang out and collaborate. And you get to see how huge the whole fitness industry is. I think the biggest booth that I saw was Bang. You know Bang Energy, right? The energy drink. It was literally like a rave at their booth. They had a few booths, and it was just, everyone was just tossing up those inflatable unicorns, and it was like a total rave party. And a lot of people go there and have so much fun. They come from all around the world, but be it that it's in my backyard, right down the street, I feel so blessed. So I took an Uber there. Was the easiest thing ever, and got my fast pass, walked right in, and was able to kind of go around and say hi to my sponsors and to actually new people. I went and got myself, shout out to Gallon Gear. So these are some new sponsors of mine that I met at the Olympia. And so yeah, it was just a wonderful time. I loved it, and especially taking my new bands and getting people to use them and just kind of feeling out what it's like. As a competitor, it's one thing, as an athlete, but as a business and marketing side and trying to build, a business on the side, that's a completely different story. So I kind of got to walk in and see what it's like coming in with a product, seeing how it's marketed, seeing how it's advertised, and that's a totally different side of business. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, and jazzing up is working out with my resistance bands and taking you all with me and kind of showing you all the ways of working out with these resistance bands. And why I got these bands, first off, is because when I was backstage for my very first competition as a bikini competitor, I'm now figure, everybody was using these bands. So what these bands do is they kind of give them that instant pump, for the biceps right before they go on stage. And I thought to myself, these are the perfect thing to hand out to not only my teammates, but to my competitors backstage, and to do something as simple as throw my logo on there. I mean, that to me is, it kind of jazzes me up to see what else I could do in business. Because a lot of women, they talk about their flabby arms and, how can I tone up and get more muscle? These bands right here are perfect. So I'm not going to go all into it, but it's something I was really, really, really excited to do. So thank you also to my friend Tessa for going with me. We had so much fun together. That girl is just a ball of energy. And again, thanks to everybody. Chris, he was working at Metrics, and he was using my bands. He called them the Michelle bands. It's pretty funny. But I also want to reflect. Hey Tessa. Hey sweetie. How you doing? We were laughing at the gym yesterday, and I'll tell you what, Tessa, don't date any guys from the gym. They may look cute. You may like the buff guys with the beards, but don't go for any of them. So I love all my girlfriends at the gym. I got to give a shout out also to Maria Worthington. She is just such a lovely lady and such a fresh breath of air when I'm around her, and just love talking about all sorts of things of life. You know, that's one of the aspects that I never really thought was important until I took a break, and that is when you have people in the gym that you see on a regular basis and you mold your life around habits and beliefs. Sometimes you find that you find more inner strength when you're around people that push you rather than just being by yourself. Don't get me wrong, I love being by myself. I love having time where I can meditate and do my yoga. But there is something about being with a group of women and men, but mostly women, that is so invigorating. And there's something about having people that you come together with and you connect with, and you do something you may not enjoy, like working out, but sometimes when you do it together, it is amazing how enjoyable it is. And so I do want to give a shout out to all of my girlfriends. Tessa, we're hanging out next Wednesday, by the way. But I do want to give a shout out to all of my teammates who are going to be competing soon in the Steve Carr Classic, which is coming up in 3.5 weeks. It's actually 3 weeks on Saturday, so it's 3 weeks and 2 days left. 1 year ago, I was in bikini when I competed at the Steve Carr, and it is a big show. And Steve Carr, rest in peace. Now his son Austin takes over, and he is amazing. And I see the page Steve Carr Classics on IG just posting away at all of the competitors, which is awesome. And that was the first show that kind of woke me up to see the connection that I really had with a lot of women that I had I mean, at first, you never know who you're going to meet, right? And then you're put into this situation where it's all voluntary, but it's super hard. You know, you're going on a calorie deficit. You're losing a lot of sleep. You're really nervous. You're having to do something on stage, and thousands of people are looking at you. Well, maybe hundreds, not that. Well, thousands online. Anyways, but it was the women I met, and it wasn't like right after the competition. It was months after the competition, when a lot of the women that I posed with on stage that I actually built friendships off of. And it was amazing to me to see the connection that was built through the love of bodybuilding. And it's something that I never thought possible, was just finding the women that you come together with and you connect with to build a stronger relationship, not only with yourself, but the people around you as well. You know, they always say vibe with your tribe. And so it's something in that saying that really sticks out, because I feel like there's a frequency we all carry. We all have like a certain energy, right? You have those really high energetic people. They're just bouncing all over the place, and you wonder where they get all their energy. And then you have the very low, just relaxed people, you know, and then you have the in-between, and everybody runs at a different pace. And so I find that when I'm in the gym, I'm always allowing myself to open up to all sorts of different frequencies and people. And no matter what, once I come together and there's a common goal of lifting my sets or getting through a workout, when I have it again with a group of people like Platinum Physiques, which is my fitness team, for the last 2 years has completely changed my life. And yeah, working out by myself, I will tell you, working out by myself is completely different than working out with a group of women. And I'll tell you why. When you have something that you're dealing with in your head and you're trying to get over a situation, or you're having a bad day, when you're by yourself and you challenge yourself to get over that and not rely on anybody else, it is so gratifying by the end of your workout when you know that you have challenged yourself and you've done your best, and no matter what, you actually just went. Just leaving, getting out the door and going in the gym, you're already winning. And I feel that a lot of people don't value themselves or take themselves seriously in that aspect. And it's amazing that I found this statistic that by the time you're 60, people spend 15 years watching television. Literally, like, think about that. Like Netflix and video games and social media, that counts. By the time you're 60, people spend 15 years watching TV. I don't necessarily want to be a gym rat, and I don't necessarily want to be a couch potato. So again, it's like energy and frequency and so forth. And that's the kind of things that I like to talk about. And so I've taken a break. We got a new board operator, Nick. He's a superstar. I don't know if he wants to come over and say hi, but I had 3 weeks where I took a break, and I still wanted to report to you guys on Facebook. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., I've been reporting about a new mind and a new you. And be it that the new year is coming up, I kind of wanted to talk about weekly challenges that can kind of wake us all up. We can think about things we can work on, reevaluate what we do on a regular basis, and most importantly, our thoughts, like how we perceive ourselves and how we think about life and just things like that. So for week 1, I wanted to dig deep, and so I invited some of my friends along, Jason the Duke and Catfish Comstock. And so the first week, I talked about new mind and new you, and you can go to my Facebook and just go back a few weeks and you can see my very first video. And what we do is talking about the belief system, because right from the womb, you're taught by your parents, this is what we believe in, these are our traditions, this is what we value. And a lot of the times, children follow in their parents' footsteps. So be it that there's lots of things that we're raised by and we look at, those are some of the things that you have to dig deep and you have to really see what you value, and you look at, most importantly, is what you care about the most. And so again, for week 1, I talked about life inventory checks and my beliefs. So with your beliefs, you know that your beliefs shape your actions. It's kind of like you have a thought, and that thought becomes a process, and you actually do it. And then after a while, you keep doing it, and over time, do we go blank?
We're back.
Okay, so we're back. I don't know what happened there, but if you guys are still with me? Okay. So we're talking about the belief system and how you have a thought, and that thought becomes a process, and that process becomes a habit, and then that habit turns into a belief, and that's what carries you throughout your life. And so when you think about old disempowering beliefs, that's where I like to turn around and I say, what empowers you? What is your empowering beliefs? And that's what I talk about on week 1. I also talk about what's working in your life and what's not working in your life, and using a life inventory checklist to basically look at what you're doing on a regular basis and say, what are the things that are gratifying me? What are the things that are building me up as a person? What are the things that make me feel good? And then what are the things that I'm doing that are not necessarily good for me? And the habits that I'm building around these disempowering thoughts, and that just kind of builds and molds the thinking process to kind of become awakened, and that's week 1. And so a new mind, new you is just little weekly challenges that I have on my Facebook that I've been doing recently that I wanted to share with you guys. But now that I'm back on Facebook Live on WCOBM, I'm so excited to bring my guests back and to talk about my products and, you know, get back into the groove of filming and taking you wherever I go, because that's what I love to do. I just love bringing in new aspects of fitness and Vegas and just what's happening on a regular basis on my channel. And so that's something that I just love to bring you with me on that. But furthermore, I want to leave you guys with a couple other things that I want to talk about, and that is your AM and your PM routines. And talking about a new mind, new you. You know, the new year is coming up soon. It's not right around the corner, but it is I'd say about 10, 11 weeks away. I have to double check on that. But, you know, at the end of the year, have you ever thought about how hard it is at the end of the year when the holidays come up to make the right decision? And you're wondering why. And I'm telling you why it is because 90% of staying on track is what you put in your mouth and eat. 10% just has to do with getting up, going to the gym, doing regular training. And a lot of people flip it around and think it's backwards. They think, oh, I have to live at the gym. I have to constantly just be on a diet, when in fact it's just making the right decisions about portions and what type of food you're eating. And so another thing I fall back on is bad habits. I'll put myself as an example. I love eating late at night. I love stuffing my face with carbs right before I go to bed. And it's something I found that is a really, really bad habit, because in the morning I have a stomach ache, and I was wondering why I'm in a bad mood and why I feel sluggish and why I'm not sleeping correctly. And I found out the reason I'm not sleeping correctly and I'm sluggish and in a bad mood and have a stomach ache is because I'm eating too much food too late at night. And that's something within my PM routine that I kind of noticed, that throughout the day I'm eating healthy, I'm eating my meals, but there's something in me that I love to cheat. I love to cheat and have, everyone loves a cheat meal, right? But something about me at nighttime, I think as a kid that I love to have ice cream like every night. And I love to just indulge. And I will be one to say that my parents let me eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And I was known as TV Sugar Davis. So I was definitely addicted to sugar as a little kid. All of the back of my teeth are fillings, Cavity City Central here. And so I think like my habits as a young kid, I brought to the forefront like eating sugar is good and it makes me feel good. And late at night, I stuffed my face. So I've always kind of had that bad habit late at night to have sweets. Put your hand in the air. Come on, raise it. Agree with me if you're one to say late at night, I am one to cheat and have bad food. Okay, and the thing about that is that you admit it and you're bringing to the forefront that you're acknowledging yourself. Why are you doing this? Because you care about your body not being inflamed anymore. You care about feeling good. You want to feel healthy. And that's some of the things that I think about is, if I want to have a good morning and I want to sleep well, sleep hygiene is probably the most important thing in fitness and health, of course. But essentially, I want to have a good morning. So late at night, I gotta check myself. I gotta look at my bad habits. And those are some of the things that also have to do with my belief system. What I'm eating and what I'm putting in my mouth ultimately gives me a sense of, is this right? Is this wrong? And I won't go into that. That's something that I want you to kind of take on for yourself. But those are things that I've been talking about throughout the week to kind of help you think about things that maybe you can kind of change around, because with the new year, you have a mission statement, right? You have a New Year's resolution that you always do. And I believe that if you start today and if you start now and you think about it truly heartily, you can find exactly what that purpose is. So finding out from me to empower you to try and do that is exactly what this show is all about. And I just love it because I love getting all the comments from you guys and all the hearts and all the likes and everything on Facebook. It just makes my day. And so again, I want to talk about the goal game plan, because last Sunday I talked about cleanliness in the kitchen, and I talked about lean rebooting tips that you can do, meaning cleaning your refrigerator or cleaning out your cabinet or things like that, to just kind of start new with the new year and start now. So the goal game plan basically is asking yourself, if I'm going to do all these changes and I'm going to make all these habit and belief statements and do all this, what's the purpose? What's the point? And to shake you up and to kind of awaken you is what I want to ask you is, what is your goal game plan? Meaning this following plan to focus and bringing it to a reality and believing in yourself. By the new year, I want you to accomplish that. And having a mission statement to accomplish that is exactly what I'm asking you to do. They say you have to have a declaration, kind of like an affirmation that explains exactly who you are. And by having that statement over and over and over again, that mission statement declares what you focus on. And by the new year, I want to know, what is that declaration or that mission statement that you have for yourself? And to make that goal a reality is something that you know how it feels when you have something that you see that challenges you and accomplishing it wholeheartedly. You know how good that feels. That sense of accomplishment. I don't think there's anything better than that. And that takes confidence, that takes guts, that takes willpower. Honestly, that takes you just to shake up and say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to try something new. And so what is your goal game plan? What's the ultimate goal? It could be anything. It could be, I want to tone up. I want to lose weight. I want to go on a vacation. I want to do something. But having that and focusing on it and changing it up and seeing the results, and that's not just a one-time thing. You know, I want you to know that building a habit and a belief takes a long time, and it takes dedication. And that dedication is actually the mental work that starts here in order for the rest of you to follow through, the rest of your body to follow through. So it takes your mind 90% to focus on what you're eating and the right decisions and the right choices, and then your body follows. 10% of the time is training, 90% is mental. So what are the rewards that are going to come with your goal? And if you write this down in a game plan, this is the best thing you could do, so you could check it off, making sure you're staying on top of it. And having that tracking system is something that is so important. I've always loved to track things, whether it's I'm going to get to this certain financial goal, or I want to get to lifting this certain sort of weight, or I want to get to this level. And by having baby steps, it makes you feel like it's not so overwhelming. Knowing what you're going to reap from these rewards, but also knowing the consequences of not following through is something that is also good to think about. You know, you can sit here and you can say, oh, I'm so excited, I'm so jazzed up, I'm going to do it. But you got to know exactly the feelings you may feel if you don't follow through. Because both sides of the equation is what's following through with yourself. No one else is asking you to do this, and no one else is wanting you to do this but yourself. So whatever it is that you want to do for the new year, make sure that you write it down, the mission statement, your declaration, your beliefs, and then maybe make a checklist of what's working and what's not working. You know, and a lot of the times the beliefs could be, like I said, the disempowering beliefs, like, I can't do that, or they're so much better than me, or, you know, it could be so many things. And so I think the one thing that I want you to do just for the rest of the day, just do me this one favor. Check yourself every time you have a negative thought about yourself. And for the rest of the day, I want you to think and stop exactly when you start bullying yourself or you start playing a victim, to stop, refocus, and to know that you can do it. To know whatever's possible in your head. You're not choosing to settle, and you're not choosing to be at a disadvantage. And that disadvantage is you allowing yourself to go there. So a lot of the times when I deal with anxiety, I like to try and make it into a game. Like, instead of me being afraid of something, or this might happen or that might happen, I turn it into a game and I try and challenge myself. And I say, let's see all the things that you can learn from this. And open your mind to see all of the things that you could actually discover about yourself, instead of sitting here and saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. So those are the things that I want you to kind of think about, is those negative thoughts, disempowering beliefs, and check yourself whenever you fall into that and redirect into something empowering, like, you know you can do this, and thinking about your strengths, and at times that you've accomplished something that you were so proud of yourself. The most you've ever been proud of yourself. Think about that when you have a bad day, or when you're thinking you can't do something, because it's all about how you believe in something. And that's the one thing that I have always known when I'm facing something of turmoil, like anxiety or fear or depression. So I always try and look at the empowering beliefs, and from there just try and look at the patterns of what are you falling into that is making you feel bad, and what are the patterns that are making you feel good. So the mission statement, goal game plan, and negative statements. I want you to cut negative statements for today. Have a mission statement for yourself, but wholeheartedly have a goal game plan for the new year. And so every week at Sunday at 10 a.m., I've been doing live Facebook videos, which I'm going to continue. This Sunday, I'm talking about sleep hygiene. So if you have issues falling asleep and you deal with insomnia, I'm going to talk about habits to change that up, to try something new, and to actually get a full, wonderful 8 hours of sleep. I'm also going to talk about different types of cardio training and high intensity interval training. So if you're interested, just stay tuned Sunday 10 a.m. Tell Siri to remind you, or Alexa, and make a reminder that I'll be there as well. But I'm going to be here every Thursday 1 p.m. on WCOBM. I'm so excited that I'm back in the game, and so glad that we have Nick, and so blessed that we can come back and be on the air. So I do want to give a shout out to Danny Vegas, my better half Gene Woods, and again, the Olympia was so much fun. So thank you to all you guys for watching, and we have a few minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to take a break, but we're going to be right back, and we're going to have another show. I'm going to have another great guest. It's going to be the Cannabis Show, and we're going to be talking to Kenny Knoll, the owner of the Healing Panda. He has so much good information. I can't wait to share with you guys. So take a bathroom break, make some tea or coffee or get some water, and we'll be right back in about 12 or 13 minutes, okay? All right, love you all. If you want any information, don't forget Michelle Davis Fitness is where you can go and buy my bands. And thank you for watching again. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, bye.